me swatch this. I'm smotching. I'm smotching this one. Nope, just getting a giant weird swatch is actually what's happening here. Hey guys, welcome back. So got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and man, I had a hard time narrowing down because I have just been having so much fun playing with makeup. I've been trying a ton of new drugstore makeup, so definitely have some favorites and standouts from new drugstore goodies, but I don't want to like spoil my new at the drugstore video. So I'm going to save the majority of that for those videos, but I do have a little like sneak peek preview of one thing that I'm like super loving. And I guess technically a second. Anyway, good things to chat about. Lots of fun goodies, so let's get to it. So first off, the Colourpop Truly Madly Deeply palette. My friend Michelle, Cinnamon Girl Beauty, I'll link her channel down below for you. She had mentioned that she loves this palette, that it's one of her favorites she's ever used, and just like a standout that she's been loving. So it went on a sale recently, and I purchased it, and she was so right. I love this palette. It is just beautiful. There's so many options for what you can do with this palette. Like you can go very like soft and kind of bridal, very Valentine's. If you're starting to think towards that, you could totally do like a Valentine's-y sort of a look with this palette, or you can go a little bit more sultry. And I played with this palette a ton of different ways. I would say my standout, now that I'm out of fingers, only got my thumb left, I would say this one. These two right here are probably my standout favorites. I already swatched this pinky one, so let me try to swatch this other one, this kind of like icy sort of color. They're all so pretty. They blend really well. They wear well. There's also glittery shades in there too, so those are fun to play with. There's ones in here that you could use as blushes, so that's really fun. Here they are. Beautiful. This one would be really pretty as a highlighter. I mentioned that in my yearly favorites, that I just feel like Colourpop shadows work really well as blushes and eyeshadows. Well, duh, eyeshadows. Blushes and highlighters is what I was trying to say. Blushes and highlighters, they blend really well on the face as well, not just the eyes. So this is a palette that has those kind of colors in there that you can use them in both ways. So love this palette. She was totally right. Thank you, Michelle, for the recommendation. I haven't done a favorite since Christmas or New Year's, and I loved this palette for both. This is the lots of Colourpop, as usual, the Colourpop Good as Gold palette. Love the packaging on it. That's super fun. And it is a super gold palette. Very like Urban Decay, Naked Honey-esque. So pretty. This is the shade right here that I have on my lids today. It's so sparkly and good. I think it's maybe a Super Shock. It has that kind of squishy putty sort of a texture to it. I think it's a Super Shock. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but I'm pretty sure. Love that one. Love this one. Same thing, kind of that putty sort of a texture to it. These mattes just like blend so well. They're so easy to work with. I really mainly reached for the kind of neutral ones, not the super duper gold ones. So more this one, this one, this one, this one. So those kind of colors is really what I kind of reached for more in this palette. Let me swatch this. I'm smotching. I'm smotching this one. Nope. Swatching this one down here for you so you can see kind of a whole range of colors. This one right here reminds me of NARS Galapagos. You remember that shadow? Is that even still around? I don't remember. It was a single. I loved that shadow. But it's a brown with kind of, this looks, well, yeah, I think gold and silver shimmer in this one. I don't remember what Galapagos had in it. But I liked that shadow, and this kind of reminds me of it. So pretty. Very, very pretty. This one, like this one right here, that one that I was saying is kind of a putty sort of a shadow, is not swatching nearly as well as it looks on the eyes. I mean, it looks beautiful on the eyes. It's so pigmented. So it's just one of those that's just hard to capture in a swatch. Actually, I think it's this one. You can't even tell. Let me put them on my fingers so you can see them on my fingers because they're so pretty. They're just not swatching well. Oh yeah, that's way prettier. Way better. Let me just show you on my fingers. There. See? So metallic and gorgeous. Now let me try to squish this back down in the palette. Don't want to mess that up. It's beautiful. I had so much fun playing with it. Pretty for all kinds of different looks. I mean, daytime looks, date night looks, New Year's looks. You can play with this palette in so many different ways, but definitely more of that like overall very golden sort of a palette. It's beautiful. For blush, I would say that this is my standout favorite. Been loving this one. Milani sent this to me in a big box of goodies. So sweet of them. This is one of their baked blushes in Dulce Pink. Dulce Pink or Dulce Pink. Beautiful. Have this on today. I love this for right now, but especially going into spring, this is going to be so pretty. They've had this for a long time, and it's been a standout favorite. I remember people talking about this years ago, and for good reason, because the formula on this is so nice, very easy to blend, and this color has this like sweet, soft glow to it. So it's a pink, but it almost has this like a golden glow to it. Kind of reminds me of like NARS Orgasm, but not as shimmery and not as like wha-bam. Like, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm saying. Stark, extreme, over the top. This is a little bit softer. It just has this like soft, fresh sort of a look. It's beautiful, very, very blendable, easy to work with. I like that you have playtime with it too. If you apply just a little bit of it, it's a very soft look, but then you can really build it up. Like I built up quite a bit of product to kind of get this brighter sort of a pop on my cheeks, but you can go a lot more subtle with it too. Really, really beautiful, kind of bulky packaging, but totally fine because the blush inside is beautiful and great. And a lot of times, baked products are like this, just have a more domed shape and domed packaging to them. A highlighter that I have been loving. So I had this in a little stack of stuff that I wanted to play with over kind of Christmas break, New Year's break, and then I kind of forgot to play with it until just recently, and I was like, oh man, I would have been wearing this a lot during the holidays because it's beautiful for any time, but would be really, really pretty for the holidays. Let me put the lid back on so I can tell you what the name is. This is the Artist Couture, what is this? Diamond Lights Finisher, and this is in Spotlight Glitz. So I have this on my cheekbones today. This is really pretty, and I don't know how I can really get like a good swatch of it. Let me see if I can. So I got this in a little set, so I don't think it's normally this tiny. So I got a little tiny one in a big set. It's really more of a shimmery, like champagne gold highlighter, but it's very shimmery. So if you don't like shimmery highlighters, you won't like this, but I love it because I feel like there's a lot of metallic-y highlighters out there, but there's really not a lot that are like this, that are more just a beautiful shimmer. So you have options with this that you can use it by itself and just get this gorgeous like little light catching shimmer on your face, or you can put it over that metallic and really get that wha-bam pop. And I wore it in both ways and it was beautiful both ways. I love this. I think it just looks like, I don't know, glass or some kind of a shimmery display, like holiday display at a store or something. Just light catching and fun. But like I said, you have to like shimmer, which I really like shimmer, so I love it. So this guy, I found this on the Ulta website under the news section, so I don't know if it's a new product or really just new to them. This is Lottie London Diamond Bounce Illuminating Highlighter, and don't mind the way that mine looks. I don't even know if you can tell, but mine came shattered, so I just repressed it. They were very sweet and gave me a refund for it, but I just repressed it and it still works. It just doesn't look very pretty. But this highlighter is gorgeous. So beautiful. So that's obviously a very concentrated swatch, but I have this on the inner corners of my eyes. I have used this a ton. I've had so much fun playing with this. It's a really like interesting, I don't even know, kind of a product that you can use in all different ways. So look how it catches the light. It looks like glass. Like it has this super reflective, glassy sort of a look on the skin. Gorgeous. But I do feel like, you know, as I'm doing this with my finger, as I'm applying it with my finger, it gets that more glassy look. So if you want that kind of glassy look, I would say apply it with your fingers. But if you want a little bit more of like a shimmery light catching look, because it does have kind of a shimmery sort of a property to it, then I would apply it with a brush. That kind of brings out that shimmery soft, I don't want to say speckled, but just that kind of light, shimmery sort of a look on the skin versus a glassy, glossy look, if that makes sense. So I love that you can play with it in different ways like that. I've worn it on my eyes, I've worn it on the inner corners of my eyes, my cheekbones. It's so fun. Color-wise, it's kind of a duochromy, multi-dimensional, like white sort of a base, but then it has like a blue shift, purpley shift, golden shift. It's just so fun and beautiful. I have had a ton of fun playing with this. Then for lips, I wore a ton of different things, played with a ton of different lip products, tried out a ton of different ones, but I would say my overall standout favorites that I've been playing with recently are these from Revlon, and they're new. They are their Glass Shine lipsticks. So if you are like OG YouTube watcher or YouTuber or just makeup lover, you'll remember the Revlon lip butters. I love the lip butters. I think they hold a special place in my heart because I can't remember if they came out before I started my channel when I was just loving getting into the YouTube beauty world, just watching it to begin with, or if it was, I don't remember if I had my channel yet or not. I think I was just watching at that point. But anyway, they were just glossy and comfortable on the lips, so I loved those. These are very similar, at least what I can remember of those. These seem very similar. So they are very glossy, very comfortable on the lips. They catch the light. They're very hydrating feeling. I think they're flattering on the lips. They're not super long wearing, so it's not necessary. Well, actually, I take that back because some of them that have a little bit more color to them do leave kind of a stain to the lips, and I'll talk about that with this one in a second. So some of them do leave a little bit of a stain, but as far as like the glossiness and like a true application on your lips, that's not going to stay around a super long amount of time, but I just love them. They also smell good. They have a very like soft, subtle, sweet vanilla scent to them, so love them. So this first color that I'm wearing right now that I have swatched is Beaming Strawberry. Beautiful neutral pink. I feel like it looks more neutral on the lips than it looks in a swatch, but it's gorgeous. I have a fuzzy on my hand, on my wrist. But it's beautiful. I love it. I have been wearing this a ton. This has been living in my purse. So that's the first one. And also really love Fire and Ice. So there's a lot of different colors. There's like Cherries in the Snow. So like colors you would recognize like Fire and Ice. This is Fire and Ice. Then Cherries in the Snow. Some other ones like that that you would recognize the names of. They have them in this formula. So fun. Try to swatch it over here on the other side of my hand so you can really get a true swatch and it won't interfere with the bones on my hand. Say, oh no, just getting a giant weird swatch is actually what's happening here. Giant weird swatch. That's a huge swatch, but you can really see it there. It's a gorgeous like raspberry red sort of a color. In the regular Fire and Ice lipstick, I feel like it's a lot more orangey red. This one's a little bit more of a classic moving towards a raspberry red. So I think just because it's a glossy formula, it's gonna, you know, slightly look a little bit different. So how I like to apply this color is I dab it on my lips. I just kind of dab it and then it gives this like, you know, fresh, like the popsicle lips sort of a look that you just have a little bit of stain to your lips. And then obviously you're gonna have some gloss as you tap it on, but then you get this kind of leftover stain on your lips. So really like the way this one wears. It really wears in a very pretty low maintenance way. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful when it's glossy and first applied, but then as it kind of wears away, you get that stain, which is so pretty. So I'm obsessed with these. I'm so excited about them. I think they are beautiful. And there's a lot of matte lipsticks out there. You know I love me some matte lipsticks, but I'm really excited about shiny lipsticks too, especially for like going into spring. I think that's so fun. We're still in winter, but you get it. You get it. It works for now, but it'll also work in the spring. Okay guys, so those are all my favorites for this week. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you were loving this week or maybe not so much loving. Let me know your weekend plans or any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!